shepherd himself. He took care of his dad's sheep. He probably wrote this psalm when he was out doing a little shepherd work. Excuse me, I got to make an adjustment. And that's where he learned to battle. He fought lions. He fought bears. He literally laid down his life for the sheep, because your flock of sheep was your family's wealth. And if that was taken, if the flock was scattered by a wolf and they were dispersed, it'd be like you losing everything in your bank account. It'd be like you having to start all over. And as the youngest of 8 children, he was entrusted taking care of the sheep. When he says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want," he is saying, God provides for me everything I need. He wrote these famous words almost 3,000 years ago, and people are still reading them today. I've written a couple of books, and if anybody is still reading any of my books 1,000 years from now, I will have considered it a great victory, right? 3,000 years, and this was before there were printing presses. There was definitely no internet, and he said, I will not want. Now, one of the reasons why a lot of people get in financial difficulty, which causes them a lot of stress in life, is because they think they need to upgrade their iPhone. They think they need to get a new laptop. They think the cable package that is expanded is going to give them more entertainment at night, and so they make a commitment. They say, I do, when they should say, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm going to pause. And they get into all kinds of pressures. David never had a phone, never had a TV, never had a refrigerator, never plugged anything into a light switch, and yet he said, basically, God gives me everything I need. And if you can have everything you need when you're a shepherd, in order to be inspired in such a way that you're still impacting people 3,000 years later, then maybe we don't need all the stuff that we really think we need to have. He says, he makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. This is referring to God giving us spiritual food. He will lead us to green pastures. He will feed our souls. He will, if we let him. If we let him lead us beside the still waters. I was talking to an emergency room physician. I've known him ever since he was a little boy, and we traveled up from Arizona for his brother's ordination. And he said to me that 30% of the visitors to the ERs, and he works in several different hospitals, 30% of them are facing anxiety disorders. They're facing anxiety disorders primarily because research says they spend way too much time in front of screens. They're always in front of a screen, on their phone, on their computer, on their TV. And the way our brains are wired, we're not wired for hours and hours a day of screen time. We'd be better off taking a walk, going to the beach. You know what I mean? Going out and having a cup of coffee with somebody. Do whatever you need to do, but let your brain settle down. It says in verse 3, he restores my